This thing has leaked into everything. And as I promised, this show is about the endless insanity that is everywhere. Here is Biden Education Secretary Miguel Angel Cardona defending dudes with penises in women's sports.
Do you believe it's fair or not for biological boys to compete against girls in sports? It's a simple question.
I believe all students should have access to sport. And
so you do support biological boys competing against girls in sports?
I believe I answered the question.
No, you haven't. It's a simple question. Just answer the question. The administration either supports it or you don't.
You're saying, do I believe transgender girls should have access to sports? Yes, I do.
Complete clown show. These people are just ridiculous clowns. And I keep saying they don't deserve your attention. They deserve your complete mockery. And that's it. There are differences between boys and girls. That's how it is, okay? Generally speaking, guys are bigger. Guys are stronger. The worst NBA player, the worst guy in the NBA. There is a guy on some NBA team. I don't watch the NBA anymore because it's gone woke. There is a guy somewhere on the NBA who is the 12th man on the worst team in the league, averaging probably 1 point a game, if that. He would be the MVP of the WNBA. That does not mean that women cannot love basketball and be quite good at basketball. When I was in high school, I went to the same high school as Sue Bird. Sue Bird was a multiple WNBA MVP. I was a couple years older than her, but I played with her on the court in the local park a couple times. She was running circles around guys. That's pretty great. But generally speaking, the best WNBA player would never even make it to the NBA. I am 45 with a torn ACL, and I'm going to put on a dress and I'm going to be in the WNBA. Wasn't there a movie about, what was that movie? Jumana, what was it? Come on, Connor. You're the only one that gets my references around here lately. Juwana Play Me. What was it called? The movie about the guy who became a WNBA player. He was a washout. Juwana Play Me? Jumanji? Jumama? Come on. Juwana Man. Okay, thank you. There was a movie. Thank you very much, Jesus. Anyway, these people are absolutely ridiculous, and we can make fun of it, but then there's this other part of it that actually is very serious. So here's the education secretary basically saying that teachers' rights come before parental rights.
Do you believe that school districts should keep a child's involvement in gender transition a secret from their parents?
Sir, I would love to answer questions on the budget, which is why I'm here. And I think what I'm gathering—
Mr. Secretary, these are policies that your administration stands behind. You're asking me to fund your budget, and these are policies that you stand for. It's completely irrelevant to why you're here today. It's a simple question. Answer the question. Do you think the schools should keep it a secret from their parents if their children are involved in gender transition?
Parents and schools must work together to support students, and I do strongly support. And if you look through the work that we've supported and our policies and our practices, we want parents.
Should schools ever keep that a secret from parents?
Excuse me?
Should schools ever keep it a secret from parents if their children are involved in gender transition?
Schools should always
be a secret from parents.
Schools should be partnering with parents in communication, and there are times where schools are working and supporting students on issues that are very sensitive.
It's vile, it's disgusting, and you must get your children out of public schools to the best of your ability. And I know it is not easy for everybody, and not everyone can afford a private school or a charter school. This is why we should be funding students instead of systems. But if you think that guy and the rest of these crazy woke activists have your kid's best interests in mind, and if you want your second grade daughter to be talking to a male or female teacher about straight or gay sex or about gender transitioning or the rest of it, man, as a parent to be, I cannot even imagine. I cannot even imagine where your head could be at if you think that's okay. But they are pushing this. This is the policy of the administration, which is why that guy comes off as such a waffling fool. He can't answer anything honestly, because he knows that the honest answer is yes, of course, he is for the state having more power over the children, the state being able to privately talk to kids about all of this gender stuff and not report it to the parents. We've got some info here from Rebel News on what the administration is doing. The Biden administration announced in May that K through 12 schools must allow boys into girls' bathrooms in order to qualify for federal funds used to pay for school lunches. The move, which was made by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Nutrition Service, was made based on the interpretation of the prohibition on discrimination based on sex as detailed in Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972, as well as the Food and Nutrition Act of 2008. So you got it. That's what they'll do. That's what the policy of this administration is. The policy flatly is we're going to put boys in girls' bathrooms. We're going to put girls in boys' bathrooms. We're going to be able to hide information from you as parents. We're going to talk to them about all this gender identity nonsense. And it is just not going to stop. So this is exactly where I would say to my good liberal friends, hey, you guys voted for this. You guys thought that Biden was not, like Bernie and the lunatics, but here he is. So where are you right now? Are you speaking up about it? Are you going to vote for this guy again? Do you have any regrets over the last couple of years?